Why, hello and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your host and guide, Zollin Ironshield, and this is a 30 things every LOTRO player should know new to the game, and if you want a refresher, in rapid fire mode. So, with just a real quick opening, thank you so much for joining me. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you do enjoy it. And this will be as quick as I can. I have many in-depth guide videos on many of these subjects, but this is an ultra rapid version, so you can get through in just a few minutes on 30 things that you should know as a new LOTRO player. So, and no further ado, let's go straight into it. All right, so number one thing, the LOTRO store and account management. This is a pretty cool little thing. You can do it in-game and outside of game. So from the in-game, we're gonna do this and we're gonna log in immediately. From the in-game, you click a little button right here, LOTRO store, you go up here at the very top, there's a button, I have a little blocker under it, but it's where your account name is. You click the little drop down arrow on that and it goes to manage subscription. So you can manage your account right there. So that's really, really nice in-game. And the little trick for you guys, you can sub, or if you want to be a VIP, if you don't want to do free to play anymore, you want to do VIP a little bit, give them a little more, you can subscribe for 30 days. It's the cheapest, or excuse me, for 3 months, it's the cheapest one, and because it's $10 a month instead of 15, and then you can immediately cancel right after, so you don't forget and it charges you again, and then just update it and subscribe for more time if you want to. So that's the first thing. Second thing, monster play. A lot of people don't know this is here. The button right up there. I'm trying to talk pretty fast, unusually fast, because it's rapid fire. You click that button. This is the monster play area. A lot of new players don't know this exists. This is where you can create characters. You immediately have characters and you'll name them what race you want to play in monster play. It's the PvP or player versus monster player zone. All right, next. Number 3. All right, the movies library. This is right here. When you play through the game, you will actually be able to get little movies for the epic storyline quests. You can come here if you miss it. You can open this little thing. You can click the ones. They will be locked until you've earned them on your account. You can show only unlocked ones, and you can click these and go in and play and watch the movie again if you missed it. All right, number 4. That was 4. Oh, excuse me. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Plugin number 4. The manage plugins. This is something for mods. I'm not gonna worry about this. I will have a future video on that. But if you like mods and you like adding stuff, the game UI, I really like the LOTRO game UI, so you should be good as a new player. Number 5, there's a special little thing a lot of people don't know about, is change race. Let's say you're in the game, you're level 60, you put like hours into the game already, and you're like, I don't really like the race I'm playing. You know, I actually want to be an elf. I don't want to be a dwarf anymore. I don't want to be a human anymore. I want to be a hobbit. You can actually go into the game. Down here, there's a button. You log in your character you're on in the LOTRO store. In your character logged in, you will buy a change, a race change credit thing. Then you come back out here and you click change race and it will actually flip it. You'll be the same class, same name, but it'll change your race. All right, so now we're gonna log into the world and we're gonna go into the next one. So that was the beginning 5, and now we're gonna do setup things. Okay, these are setup things for a new player, rapid fire. Okay, so when we logged in here, we will rapid fire get through all these. All right, ready? So the first one, number 6, I'm trying to label these all for you guys, all right, is Control / moving things around the screen. Okay, this is a huge thing. I wish I knew this when I was a new player. Okay, I knew this a couple years in. Again, I have been playing the game since it came out. This is the first week, so that's why I'm making this video for you guys, and I've gotten a lot of input from a lot of people to what things people need and have been confused on as new players. So one thing is UI moving stuff around the screen. Okay, this is like a huge thing. Okay, so again, Control / it is the one above enter and below the backspace / okay, when you click that, what happens is all these little things come up on the screen, and if you move, you can drag them around, right? These are like the radar, your quest tracker, all those things you can move around if something is not correctly done or fit on your screen. Okay, so that's, and then you press it again, Control back to put them off and lock everything. Okay, that's that one. Number 4, always loot all. Hit escape or go down to this little thing down here, go to system, either one, go to options, bring up this, go to the UI settings right here, this 4th one down, drag down to about 3/4 to the bottom here, and click on always loot all. This will help you tremendously as a new player. Okay, tremendously, because the reason is one thing when you're looting, a lot of times it brings up a little box and you loot and you have to click them, or say loot all, the button, this will automatically just loot it. When you kill something, it just loots, all right? That's really convenient when you're a new player. It's really frustrating when you have to click loot every time. It feels slow and laggish, okay? So that's a big one. All right, number 8, UI scaling. So in the same page, just go down to the bottom and there's this little plus and minus, or you can drag these bars for individual things and control the size of things on your screen. If you play on a big screen or you play in 2K, a 2K screen like me, I had to scale them up to 1.3, okay? So basically it just stretches things. For example, if you look at the radar up there, if you go to the radar right here, you can stretch, see how I can make it bigger and smaller, right? And again, when you move things, it's gonna mess up where they are in location to things, right? As you can see, just do the little trick I showed you to move them around and boop, move them back. All right, perfect. There we go. Now, number 9, quick slots. Okay, now you're gonna jump down to this button down here, quick slots, okay? This is a huge one for you guys, okay? This is really big for new players. There are, if you're curious why I have these extra slots here, and I have other ones too, actually hiding behind my thing here. I have a bunch of them. If you want to know how to use those, basically you go in here. One thing, if you want to put new skills on your bar, you have to unlock this. And if you're having troubles dropping things off your thing and they fall off and you're like, where did the skill go? Make sure you lock this after you finish setting it all up, okay? But again, you can go here and you can say, oh, always show bar 2. This is where you can find more UI bars. And again, if you make them, you can say make horizontal, make not horizontal. Let me do it on bar 1 here. All right, see how it switched to horizontal, so you can change it around the screen. And again, you use the movement thing to change that, right? And then you could also say show or not show. I could just make it disappear, right? And then you could also say dock, which means it locks it to a certain location. But unfortunately, I like where I have mine, so I just kind of put it exactly where I want it on the screen, and then I turn with that little trick and I turn it off, okay? So that's where you find more bars, but you only have like 1 or 2 originally. This is where you get more, okay? Awesome. Next one, 10 tabs and filters. All right, this is for your chat bar. Here's a little chat bar, right? So you can set this up at the beginning. You're only gonna have 3 little tabs. If you right click general, you can find filters and you can change what's shown. Again, I have a whole in-depth videos on all of these things on the side, you guys. I'm getting attacked by a bat. This is awkward. We're trying to do a rapid fire cover of things, okay? And then also you can add tabs by create new tabs, add tabs under when you right click general as well, okay? So that's a good way to help control your management of your tabs on chat and communicating with people. All right, navigation and quests. This is a big one, okay? A lot of people don't know this. So the radar up at the top, all right? The radar up at the top, this is really, really handy. That little mini map up there at the top right, use that, it really helps you. Now, another thing that's interesting about it, if you have a quest that is close by on that thing, for example, let's see, it'll actually show you a little ring that will point at the location of the closest closest quest. So if you notice up here, see that little ring that's showing right there? It actually is pointing me to the direction. So if I move my arrow and run towards that direction, that'll be the quest that is showing up here on the quest tracker. If you look right above, see this little ring right here? It's the closest thing, says talk to this person. That is where it's gonna bring me to that person. So that's a really good thing for navigation. So that's one huge one. Use the radar, use that little ring quest. That's really good for new people who are confused on where they're going, because that's hard. It's a huge world, okay? That's a huge one. All right, there's an in-map tracker. So if you hit M, brings up your map, okay? So here's what you need to think of. There's a couple different things. There's one, if this little tracker right here, all right? If you don't have it, you probably need to check it on down here in the bottom left, okay? It's the 5 quests you have hooked to your tracker. So for example, right here, I'll show you real quick. You click the little ring at the side, it'll bring up your quest tracker. The 5 you have selected, okay? The 5 that are selected on right here will be tracked on that map or on the little mini radar. So now if you look here, if I bring this up at right here, if I hover any of these, they will start doing a heartbeat effect, right? They'll start glowing and it'll show you that's the area for this quest, right? Or the person, the exact location is the ring, okay? So that's really helpful for you guys, okay? So let's keep on going. That's a really good one, the quest tracker. So keep that one in mind. Stable masters, okay? And by the way, for moving around on the map, guys, you right click to go higher, out, you zoom out, and left click to zoom in on things. All right, little trick for the map. It really helps out. And then the stable master map. It's up here, this button right here. You click this, it brings up the stable master map. This will show you all the travel locations of the world and which ones you have and don't have. Gold you have. Again, this is my main character, so I pretty much have every single one in the game. except for just a couple here and there. If you want to find this not in the map, you can open M and click that button, or you can go down here and go into collections and go to the stable masters that way. Okay, good. Next one, quest log limit and task limit. This is a big one. So if you go back to your quest log again and bring this one back up again, if you want to find the quest log, it is down here. It is the little ring. You can click that too at the bottom, down there in the bottom left. There is a task limit if you look at the top here, and a quest limit. Tasks are a slightly different thing than quests. Don't really worry about it. It's not too big of an issue for you guys. Quest is the big one, but don't just grab every quest. Make sure you're doing the quests in the area, finishing them, going to the next area, because you're going to only have a certain amount as a new free-to-play player. You'll probably have a little over 40. I have up to 75 because I have some little extenders I've bought. It says right there, and VIP gives you an extra 5 too, limit to how many you can have. But anyway, that's a good one to know. All right, next one, UI and items. All right, this is a big one too. The item bag, okay? So the item bag. So when you click I to open your items, or you go down here, the little bags, these 5 little bags, these are your items. Bring this up, pull this up, and a nice one that I liked, there's 2 things you need to know here. There's a lock button, toggle lock mode, which is kind of a fun little extra thing, but basically it shows what items are locked. I don't have any items locked, but when you go to a vendor, you can actually lock items before you sell things, so make sure you be careful what you sell. Some things you're going to want, but you are going to need to clear your inventory a lot. Another thing is you can click this edit mode. So now you can see all those little bags are open that were at the bottom. These are all the bags. You can actually move around the slots you have for the bags, okay? You can also, if you're a free-to-play player, you can also get more slots for inventory in the LOTRO store later. VIP, you get a little bit more, I believe, inventory room. So that's another little side note for that with items, bags, and the lock. All right, that was 16. 17, moving all to one, okay. That is the gear. I already talked about that. So 17 is done. That was the gear I was talking about. So the lock and the gear, right, for items. That's a great thing to know for your item bag. I like to have it all in one bag. So for a new player, that's up to you if you want to have multiple bags. But that's why I put all my slots into one bag. And that's why it grays out these other 4, because it's all in one. There you go. So now you know. All right, number 18. Switching gear. This is a big one. All right, so if you click C, or you click this little character panel down here, right, you bring this up. If you have a different piece of gear, you can right click it in your inventory to switch to it. So for example, let me just show you this axe. Instead of my axe I have equipped right now, if I hover it, it'll compare one thing. If you hover it, it'll compare the items for switching. Okay, this is a big one. It actually compares the one I'm equipped, and it says equipped at the top there, compared to the one that I'm hovering. If I right click it, it'll switch it automatically. Or if you don't want to right click it, you can drag it and drop it. One little trick, you can do this with jewelry too, but there is one thing that a lot of people don't know about with earrings, bracelets, and rings. Whenever you right click switch it, it always switches the top one only. Unfortunately, it doesn't choose which one's the best one. That's one thing I would like them to update. Maybe they will in the future. But before that time, it'll only right switch the top one. So if you need, you might need to drag and drop to the lower bracelet, ring, and earring. Okay, that's a little side note. That's really good for moving stuff around. All right, next one. 19, find your skills and drag them to the bar. You don't know where your skills are, okay? Again, if you go to character and there's a skill button right here, right? See, this is where it says skills. Click that, it'll open a new panel, this thing right here, okay? We're gonna close items. This is where you find all your skills, right? You can click and drag any of these to your bar. Again, remember, if you did the UI setting with the quick slots at the beginning, right? Make sure they're not locked. If you can't drop them on your bar, that means you need to go to the UI thing and unlock it. Do your setup, then go lock it again, right? If you want to have it locked, so things don't fall off the bar by mistake by dragging it off, okay? Also, it's where you find your mounts. Mounts are really important. Little side thing, didn't even write this on my top 30. Have a mount, you guys. You really need a mount in this game. It really helps besides the table masters traveling around fast. Mounts are very, very useful in this game. LOTRO is a big game. It's beautiful, it's awesome, it's fantastic, but a big game. All right, next one. Find your cosmetic outfits. A lot of people don't know about this one that are new players. There's a cosmetic button out here when you click it in your character and see. And you could do cosmetics. And whichever one you have equipped, you'll only have probably 1 or 2, but you'll have one no matter what. This is your normal outfit. You equip it, that'll be what you're actually wearing at the time. You can close off things with these little eyes to show what you have off and on your character. This is what the actual gear I'm wearing. This is my favorite look. All right, cool, cool, cool. That's a really good one to know. All right, we're almost there. Locations of things in the world. Oh, I mean, excuse me, not in the world. Locations of things on your screen, okay? Instance Finder. right down here at the bottom, there's a little button right there next to the packages. I wish this bat would stop attacking me when we're trying to do our rapid fire questions. You click this one, it opens up the instance finder. This is how you can make an instance. I have a whole video on how to do instances. We're not gonna do that because this is a rapid fire thing. You can watch all my guide videos on my playlist, guys. Character panel, we already talked about that. It's right down here. It's C to get to it. Awesome, wonderful. That's 22. 23, traits and virtues. This is a big one, you guys. It's this little Gandalf down here. Again, you can find a lot of them by clicking this tab and opening this too, and it'll show you the little special pathway for the letter on your keyboard to get to it. That's a big one, right? But anyway, characters and virtues, when I open it, this is where you do your your traits. This is very important. You need to do these traits. Don't forget when you're leveling up to come in here and pick them. I have a whole video on that stuff if you need help on that. Virtues, right here. When you start a character, this is also super important, guys. You need to come in here and choose the one that's best for your stats, and then click it, okay? That's really important. Something that I didn't write down too that I'm gonna add right now to the video is if you don't know what your best stats are for your character, for the might through fate, might, agility, vitality, will, fate, just hover them, and whichever one says is very important to you in the description there, that's the one you need to focus on. For example, if I was a guardian, might and vitality say that, agility doesn't say it's very important to you. That's a little trick for you, okay, guys? That's what you need to know. And then when you hover your virtues and you go, oh, what does it give me? You know, if you find one that says, oh, it gives me vitality. If I find one like loyalty, oh, that's one that's good. You left click it, and that'll be earning it, okay? Right click it to equip them. You need to equip them. As you level up, you'll get more and more. You'll get all 5-year slots, okay? So make sure you are clicked on them when you're doing it, okay? That's a huge one. The next thing that is a big one is 20 traits, deeds. All right, this is a big one. 24. The deed button is down here. This is something you will do as you go. This is how you basically get a lot of virtue XP. So if you're selected on earning those virtue XPs, when you finish deeds in certain locations, killing things, doing quests, all these things, you can come in here. All the regions are down here. It basically will help you, that will give you virtue XP. It'll also give you respect, which is great, but again, we're not going to go into too much there. Social panel, this is super huge, guys. Number 25, okay? It's this button down here with the little fellowship group. You click that, you open this up. This is where you can find people in the world, your friends. You can add people, remove people, block people if you need to, all that kind of stuff. Blocking everyone's wonderful in LOTRO. You'll never have to block anyone. Kinship, I don't even think I have anyone blocked, and I've been playing this game for 15 years. This is where you'll set up a kinship. If you don't have one yet, you can go and get a surname and set up a kinship, and also add a kid or whatever as a fun side thing, or as your kid or your parent at the Notary. It's usually in BREE. I have a whole video on that if you want to know more about that. Next thing, 26, all right? Selling items to vendors, okay? So when you go to a vendor, ready, one sec. All right. There we go. When we go to a vendor, a supplier or provisioner, you go to a vendor, then make sure that you this is where you can lock things that I was talking about originally with the bag. Remember I said that? So you go into sell and then see certain items, like for example, this, I want this. So I'm gonna lock it, right? And you can also click show locked, okay? What you have locked if you want to unlock something from your inventory. But then once you do it, make sure you clear your bag out, you guys. Make sure you clear your bag out. So lock the things you want. Again, I'm gonna lock all those. I'm gonna lock that, and then the rest of this I am going to go ahead and get rid of. So I'm gonna say sell all, right? And I'm gonna clear out my bag and repair all. Always repair when you sell. That's a big thing, guys. It's a good habit. Just do it. It's really frustrating when your gear starts breaking. You'll see a little thing where you're showing your character with like gear, and that means your gear is breaking, okay? So it's just a little bit of wear and tear. I have a whole video on that if you want to check it out. All right, and then also if you want to buy a house, okay? So this is a huge one, number 27. It comes with a chest, you guys, all right? But before I go to 27, let's talk about 28 real quick. Your vault. You guys, you have a vault. If you're having trouble with stuff in your room, in your inventory, and you want to sell some, if you can't sell it all, you can come to your vault. You'll have a few things here. You will have a vault, which is your character that you're on and how much room you can add space to it. There is a shared storage, which is across your account on that server, right? This is shared among your characters. It does matter if the item is bound to your account or bound to your character or not. That all matters. I have a video on that if you need it. And a wardrobe, which is basically a cosmetic. You can drop in an item you like the look of and then get rid of the item, and it will forever hold it, and you can change looks on it. All right, so that's a big one right there. But now let's talk about the house. All right, so you could buy a house in 4 different locations in the world for free to play or VIP. There are VIP houses that are a couple other locations as well, but we're just talking about for the 4 original locations, which is going to be in BREE Homestead, in the Shire Michael Delving Homestead, in Arid Lewin, you can get it down here right behind my picture, in by Kellendim to the right of the river, and up at Thorin's Hall Homestead. Okay, so those are the few locations: Elf, Dwarf, Hobbit, Man. Again, once you buy a house, you get a free mailbox, and you have your little chest inside. So that was point number 27, right? So you got your little chest here, you can furnish it, it's really fun. You can get cosmetic things around the world, you can craft cosmetic, you can buy them, you can get them from doing instances and quests. It's really fun to do it over time. You click this little button. I have a whole video on housing. You should go check that video out. It's a lot of stuff there, but it's really fun. All right, last one, daily items, okay? This is a big one too. All right, number 29. You'll get a little alert, daily alert. You click it, and it'll bring up a little daily thing down here at the bottom on your alerts, wherever you have the alert thing. You'll see it. It's a little alert thing. Brings it up. There's a daily one, and there's a VIP one. You can pay for it with Mithril Coins to roll more. Don't do that. It's a waste of your time. Just do the daily one. And if you're VIP, you'll get the daily VIP one as well. And then for the last thing, 30 point for you. We've done this in just 20 minutes. It's rapid fire of 30 questions. The difference between regular XP and Virtue XP. A lot of people get this confused. When you get this little item here, right here, see this item? And it says Virtue XP. This is not your character's XP. This is your Virtue's XP. Remember we talked about it at the beginning? When you go into your Virtues, right here. When you open this, go into Virtues, these things you earn over time. My character reset it. I didn't even have them on my character right now. But again, this is a good trick for you. You can left click to start earning. You can right click to equip it. So I'm going to equip a couple. These are not the right ones I should equip for Lore Master, but don't worry about that right now. And then when I right click this, it'll put a tiny bit of XP towards you. See that little XP bar increase? All right. So that is how you slowly do that. And the bottom one is your total completion at that level. I have 18 out of 61 levels. And as I level up my character to max level 140, that'll go up slightly more than 61 at the cap. All right, good. Now you guys know the difference. And the XP down here, right here, down here, there are 4 different colors, okay? There's gold, which is where you're at in XP on that level. I'm just barely into level 116. The darker blue is arrested XP for VIP only. The lighter blue is enhanced XP, which you can get from items. And the dark is just nothing. You have no bonuses. It's just not completed yet. Okay? There you go, my friends. I hope you guys have a wonderful day in Middle Earth. We had to hop on 2 different characters to do this, but that was rapid fire. We did that in 20 minutes. Heck yeah. I hope that it helped. If that's something you like, I will do more videos like this, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If I did earn it, that means a lot. And thank you so much to my wonderful Patreons for your support. You guys are the best. Subscribe button's there if I earned it, you guys. Next episode's up there. Please leave comments or questions. I will answer them. And please check out my playlist, LOTRO Guide playlist, and my other content on the channel. I have tons of videos. They're all organized on my playlist. I organize them as best I can for you guys and nicely as I can so you can follow along. My other content will be over on the other side there as well. LOTRO Tail, my main stuff. And again, check out the LOTRO Guide playlist if you have this helped you and you want more details on a lot of these things. I have videos on most of these things, like a whole in-depth video, like 5-10 minutes on each one. And if I don't, I'll make more in the future. So I'll see you in the next episode of Voice of the Rings, and I hope that helped you guys out. Subscribe if I earned it. See you in the next episode of Voice of the Rings, my friends. Happy playing LOTRO.